Hey, you guys. So, People's Life prescription, FitLife, is what we're going to talk about today. So, we're going to talk about fitness and how my fitness has changed over the years and why I still struggle with fitness and the areas that I really need to work on and what I'm doing to solve that as a problem. So, when I was a kid, when I was younger, I was a dancer. So, I was pretty active. I was never a competitive athlete. I never was, lifting weights or anything like that. Although I've always been fairly weak. So I've never really been able to do a push up, like a real push up on my own. Even in my younger years when I was a dancer, I was just never strong in the upper body. I ran track, I did do that. And I really enjoyed it, but I never was into like lifting weights. It wasn't my thing. I wanted to be into it, but I just never was. And then as I got older, so there was a period of time when I was learning all about functional medicine. I was learning all about how to stay healthy. And I came across some data about how movement was more important than fitness, or like not necessarily fitness. Movement was more important than like working out. So it was one of the issues as it pertained to health was that most people just don't move enough and they're mostly sedentary. And so I became really adamant about not being sedentary. So early on, I developed some really great habits that I think have served me well over the years. So what are some of those habits? Like I rarely take an elevator. Um, this seems like a small thing, but I notice how everybody else tends to like just gravitate to the elevator and how people just don't take the stairs anymore. And for me, my default is to take the stairs. Again, this seems like a small thing, but when you think about the grand scheme of things, like the more you're moving, you just try to incorporate movement more into your day. And so taking the stairs is just one small way that I try to do that. Now, if I'm going up to the top of a 30-foot building, I'm not going to take the stairs. I'm more likely going to take the elevator. But, if I'm going up the 3 flights of stairs it takes me to get to my mom's house, I'm not taking the elevator. I'm just not. And so this became a habit, right? It's just something that I normally do. Walking became a habit. So I was one of those people who felt like if you weren't really like working out, it wasn't worth doing. But again, I saw the data on just moving more and walking more. So walking just became a normal part of my daily habit. Movement more. So I'm already a jittery person, but I learned about something called NEAT. I can't remember what it stands for. If you remember what NEAT stands for, put it in the comments. I may remember it. But it's this like non-exercise activity something. I don't know. But it's the idea of you just being moving more, and your body's ability to burn calories or to exert energy just from your movement. So you'll see when I'm talking, I'm very animated with my hands. You'll oftentimes see me just sort of jittering. If I'm in the shower, like my husband would make fun of me, but I would like do leg lifts, or what is those where you like go up on your tippy toes and calf lifts. Or you might catch me just doing squats randomly. If I went to a conference, I would be the one standing in the back there stretching and doing all kinds of things because I just was like, let me move. I don't want to just sit here all day. Again, seems like a really small thing, but these are just habits that I developed that now are just sort of second nature to me, and they assist in my movement. You'll notice a lot now on like watches or on any fit device. There will be this little reminder to tell you to get up. You haven't been moving. Move your legs, stretch your legs. And that comes from this data around moving more. So I'm not just making this up in my mind. It is an actual thing. You just need to move more. So I got a standing desk in my old office. I need a new one because I'm clearly sitting. And I sit here a lot. I try to develop a habit where every hour I get up and walk around for maybe 5 minutes, nothing extreme, but just to keep me from just sitting on my butt all day. I have a like ball that oftentimes I'll sit on just to sort of keep me moving. So these are some of the things that I just do to just stay active. But I also really enjoy yoga. So here's where my challenges come in. So I'd like to be the type of person who wants to go like lift weights all day, but I don't enjoy it. And so for me, me and my husband would talk and he'd be like, do you want to go to the gym with me? And when I would go, he would like really try to push me hard. And I was just like, I don't want to do this. And so it wasn't enjoyable to me. And rather than just giving up, I decided that I was just going to focus on the things that I really enjoyed. So yoga for me is something that I really enjoyed. And so it's actually easy for me to do yoga. And so I chose an activity that I enjoy doing that's easy for me. Now, I still recognize that I need to incorporate other things into my workout, particularly weights. And that's sort of my active challenge now. As I've gotten older, I've started to notice my muscle mass decreasing. I can like physically look at my arms and be like, my arms don't look like they did 10 years ago. They don't look like they looked 2 years ago. And I really feel like my testosterone's dropping and my muscle mass is decreasing. And so now the consequences seem so real that I'm like, I really got to work out. So I also know I'm not going to do something I don't enjoy. So I got some weights. I got this, I don't know if you've ever heard of the company Bala, B-A-L-A. And they're just like cute looking weights. And, for me, it's not really about the weight. It's about how you look with the weights, right? So I got some Bala equipment and I really like it. And it's easy for me to just walk around with my Bala. Here's an example. I had it on my desk. So here's an example of a Bala weight. This is a 5-pound weight. I also have the 8-pound weight, and I have the 10-pound weight, and I also have a 25-pound bar. I have resistance bands. I also have the 2-pound things that go around my ankles. And so oftentimes I'll wear that when I'm the ankle weights. I'll wear the ankle weights while I'm doing yoga, or if I'm walking. I may walk around the house and just do little exercises like this. I also have a Peloton, so I use my Peloton, and I also will use the Peloton app for like weight training. So I've found ways to make fitness fun for me. I know that I need to go into the gym and like do more heavy weights. And that's because I need to counteract the normal process of aging by increasing my muscle mass. I know it has to happen, but I'm getting there slowly. So I share with you, it's all a process. We're all on different like levels of this. But I started off by doing things that I enjoyed, yoga, followed up with things that make lifting weights somewhat more enjoyable, and I will eventually do more weights. You guys can hold me to that. All right, so you guys tell me in the comments what you do for fitness, what your process is. And again, this is going to be very variable, right? Like what works for one person may not work for you. I'll tell you one thing else that I didn't enjoy was Pilates, and I want to like Pilates, but those holding positions for like ever, I'm a work in progress. That's all I can say. All right, so the next video I'm going to do is going to be about detoxification.